Hello, everybody, and welcome to this Xbox Live episode 268, Xbox One incoming. I am one of your hosts, Mark, aka Wingman709, and with me right there is my good buddy Rob hanging out.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Also known as Presar
Hey, what's
on
up, everybody?
Xbox
Also known as
Live.
Presar Hey, what's up, everybody?
1 week, my friend. 1 week. Can you believe it?
I am excited. I am absolutely stoked. I can't wait. And, but I gotta say at the same time, I'm a little bit concerned.
Why is that?
Have you, as you know, PlayStation 4 came out yesterday. Because we're recording early today. As a lot of you know, I'm hitting the road. Going to see some of you next Tuesday at our second annual TXL meetup in Dallas, Texas.
Very cool. Very
But
cool.
so I'm a little concerned because the PlayStation 4 came out on Friday, and
Right?
they have had a lot of issues. And now Sony's claiming it's less than 0.4% of units that are reporting problems, but there's a lot of people having problems. If you look at things like the Amazon reviews, it basically 50% of the well, I don't want to say 50% of the orders, but about 50% of the reviews are all one
Right?
stars because they're people are getting
Wow.
dead on arrival units. Um,
Whoops.
and there's all kinds of issues going on with the unit. There's a PSN went down, so people couldn't even update because I guess there was too many people trying to update, so PSN went down.
Yeah,
So you couldn't use.
They pulled an EA.
They did. They pulled an EA, and they're like, "Oh, we didn't expect so many people." And I'm like, "Wait a minute. You were saying Jack Trenton said we're going to have 3 million sold within the first 5 weeks here. So don't tell me that you weren't you didn't expect it, and you knew how many pre-orders were out there.
Oh yeah.
So that's just a little ridiculous.
Very.
So, but yeah, I guess it is what it is. But I'm
Yeah.
a little concerned. They've got, I guess, the blue light of death already. Machines are bricked. Sony's having to send coffins out already.
Is
Um,
is is the bricking because of the update?
no, there's people that are getting dead units right out of the box. They can't even do an update.
Okay.
It's weird stuff across the board. I've seen videos on YouTube of people putting a disk drive in, and I mean, dude, it's just grinding the disc. I mean, people's comments are like, it sounds like it's eating your disc. I
Wow.
mean, there's been, I saw one where the guy couldn't even, it wouldn't play any disc. All his digital stuff would work, but it wouldn't read any disc, whether it was a movie or a game. Excuse me, movie or game, wouldn't play. But his digital stuff worked, and everything else worked fine. So, but for the most part, people seem to have something called, they were calling it the blue light of death, some pulsing blue light on the controller, where the machine won't boot up. And typically, I guess it's like the HDMI. There's no output to the screen.
That's a
Um,
problem.
well, I did read tonight on IGN that Sony's confirmed one problem, and if you look at the HDMI port, you'll see like a metal tab sticking up that's supposed to be flush. So when you're plugging your cables in, it's damaging the cable, and it
Okay.
won't plug in all the way, so you can't output the HDMI. So I guess if you get your PlayStation 4, first thing you got to do is look at that HDMI port, see if that little metal tab is sticking up. If it is, I guess find some tool to bend it down, and then plug it in, and you should be okay. So just a little maintenance required on the brand new PlayStation 4 before you start playing. But I guess that's to be
Or
expected for.
maybe a better thing to say is that if you look at your PS4 and you see that little tab down, plug that cable into an Xbox One instead.
There
That's
you
a better
go.
fix.
There you go. Exactly. So, but there was on our Facebook group, I came across this picture and I had to post it on the Facebook group. And it was basically a comparison of a PS4 to a brick. And I was laughing when I saw it. It was so funny. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna
Is a
find it.
comparison same?
It was hysterical. I just was cracking up. In fact, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna add it here to the show here so that everybody can see it on the screen. It's going to take me a minute to go dig it out and get that image real quick. So, in fact, I'm saving now, but I'll have it up on the screen here in just a moment.
Okay.
But I mean, there's a lot of stuff just going wrong. So I don't hope. And I mean, it's tough. I'm taking a little bit. I'm kind of enjoying it. Okay, I can't help but smile. Kind of hope that this is a massive hardware failure for Sony, just because I'm so tired of people, blaming Microsoft and saying, "Oh, Microsoft sucks," and this and that. When it stunk. What happened with the Red Ring of Death, but at the same time, Microsoft did step up and supported the thing, and they took care. They did support their product, so
Absolutely.
I'm really pleased by that. And but then the other part is, I don't want to see our community. I hate to see there's people in our community that have they're gamers and they bought
Right.
PS4s, and I really hope all of those guys don't get affected by this.
Oh, for
I
sure.
really do. I don't want them to be impacted. $400 is a lot of money, not to mention extra controllers and games.
Well, it's 400 as an entry point. So
Exactly.
you,
But
it's a minimum of 400.
so
Yeah.
here we go. I'm gonna let me make this a little bit bigger for everybody to see. And let me pop off our logo here for you guys if I can figure out. There we go. There we go. I'm still a little slow, but the PlayStation 4 versus an ordinary brick. The price of a
Nice.
PlayStation, $400. Price of a brick, 72 cents. Does it display images through the TV? PlayStation 4? No. Ordinary brick? No. It's a brick.
Yeah.
Has a high failure rate? PlayStation 4? Yes. An ordinary brick? No. Features that probably won't work? PlayStation 4? Plenty. An ordinary brick? It won't stop working.
It keeps
And
bricking.
and the last one is works as a brick. PlayStation 4? Nope, it has a wobbly surface. An ordinary brick? Yes. So, I mean, the ordinary brick won hands down, and I just thought this was so funny.
Oh, yeah.
It just cracked me up. So, but I again no, I really want to see Sony succeed. I'm not hating on them, but it I can't help with all the flack we just got from all the fanboys and the haters. I can't help but kind of grin that Sony's having a lot of hardware troubles and software troubles right out the gate. But with that said, it makes me a little nervous for next Friday in the Xbox One. And I'm hoping, man, I'm hoping that Microsoft has a nice, smooth launch. I hope Xbox Live doesn't go down. We all
Yes.
require a day one update as well. Otherwise, and the one thing about the PlayStation 4 is if you don't take the update or you couldn't get on PSN, you could still use the machine if it worked, okay? But you can
Right.
still play games. People were playing not connected. The Xbox One will not function at all until we get that day one update.
Right.
So if XBLA goes down or Xbox Live goes down or is too many people trying to pull that update, we could be not playing on day one.
Yeah. I mean,
So, but
valid
if,
point
if
right
that's
there.
all that happens, I can hang with that a little bit. Please, no hardware failures. We don't need it, Microsoft. So, but anyways, I digress.
You, you diggers.
I diggers. I take it back to you.
All right. So we're going to get on with the show?
First, before we get on with the show, be sure to support us by doing all your shopping, all your holiday shopping too, at Amazon.com. Go to thisxboxlife.com and click on the Amazon link, and it'll take you to our affiliates page. Or go to thisxboxlife.com/Amazon. It'll take you to the same affiliate page, and all your prices will be low and the same. It's just we get credit for you shopping there. So
Yeah.
thank you. And that's how you guys
It's,
support a show.
instead of giving credit to that other guy, you can give it to us. Much appreciated.
Bingo.
Absolutely.
So What did you play this week, Rob?
I played some more Ghosts, and last week I was kind of blah on the game, and I did see there's a lot of people on the forum, or not on the forum, on Facebook, our group, that were kind of not too pleased with the game. And it was kind of interesting. I've actually started to like the game more than I did when I talked about it last week. It's interesting. It's by far not like the best game, the most funnest game in the world, in my eyes. But I'm starting to enjoy it. I like. Well, granted, I'm doing the single player campaign, and I haven't played multiplayer or anything like that. So my experience comes from the single player. But I'm enjoying the story. I like the visuals. One thing I was actually thinking about was that last week I had talked about that I wanted to see the differences between the current gen and next gen versions, just to kind of like re-experience everything. And I don't think I'm going to do it. It's not even worth a couple of bucks to go next gen on this one. I don't know. Maybe I should have just waited, but yeah, Ghosts, decent game. What about you, Mark?
I like the campaign.
Yeah,
The extinction mode, which is a lot of fun, is really ticking me off. And
yeah.
essentially, you're gonna have to be fully ranked up to get through. And I don't know if there's more than just one map or one level, if you will. I get to about Hive 8 of, I think there's 10. I can't get past. We can't get past Hive 8. So I don't know. I think there's just a couple more you got to do, and then you got to hightail it back. I saw a video just yesterday. You got to hightail it back to the initial extraction point where you're fighting all the aliens, and it's so hard, dude. They've made it so ridiculously hard that
Okay.
I'm frustrated with it. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. And essentially, what I was reading is you're going to have four people to play, and everybody essentially ranked up to at least like level 35 to even make it happen. I'm like, why would you make it that impossible? It doesn't even make me want to go out and play it.
Yeah.
Um, Squads mode is interesting, kind of like it. The multiplayer, I'm really not a fan. The maps are too big. There's not enough players. They don't add any more players into the game. It's like a 6-on-6. And when you got a giant map, it's just kind of like, well, I feel like I'm playing Battlefield on this giant map, but I'm still only limited to 6 players. So you spend a lot of time running around, maybe not finding people. It's not the hectic, crazy, fast pace that we're used to. So that's kind
Okay.
of frustrating. But yeah, I have to say, side with a lot of guys in our community. I think Black Ops 2 was better for multiplayer. Um, I don't know. I'm gonna buy the $10 upgrade to Xbox One, but I don't know. I might just play the campaign again on there just to see it, look a little bit better, and then I may call it quits. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, but
I know what you mean.
a little frustrating. Um, and then I played Iron Brigade, which I've got it paused at the moment, and they're asking me on the screen, "Where did you go?" Please
I'm right
reconnect your
here.
controller. Iron Brigade was free starting today, so for the next 2 weeks, that's the Games for Gold option. And it's a fun game. I'm actually really enjoying it. It's kind of cool so far. So it's fun. So check it out. It's free. Don't forget about it. And hopefully you guys all grabbed World of Kefwings because that actually is a very fun game too. Very good games this month. I know they're still older, um, but they are things I've never played that actually are a lot of fun. So if these are things people missed, I highly recommend they
You
check them
know,
out.
that's a cool thing that they actually did. Initially, I think everybody was kind of complaining that the list wasn't like the all A titles. It was some, I don't say oddball stuff, but it was just some stuff that you didn't necessarily get to play. And so far, it's been a decent list. Like they had, what was that other tower game that they had? Uh, like last month, beginning of last month, wasn't it? Defense Grid.
Yes,
Like
Defense Grid.
Defense Grid was pretty fun. And this one you said is fun. I mean, that's what you want in a free game. Yes.
Exactly. I think, I still would like some newer stuff, and I think that, I've seen like with the PSN, they get some pretty new stuff. They don't. Microsoft kind of seems to go to the older. Let's give you something that's 6 years old. Well, Iron Brigade uh, and what was the other one this month? We just met World of Keflings. They're probably what, a
Yeah.
year, maybe 2 years old.
Right.
So they're not as bad, but it's kind of like if I'm paying all this money and I'm subscribing, and you're gonna have to step it up. And I think Microsoft might do that going forward. We got a story here about Xbox One and Games for Gold, which I think looks very promising. So
Right.
could have some good news. But that's all I played this week. It was Call of Duty Ghosts and Iron Brigade,
Cool. All right.
and I did complete the Call of Duty Ghost campaign. So um, it was good. Little stupid at the end,
Oh,
but
really?
well, yeah, there was something. Though I don't want to say anything, but the way it ended, and then like so you end it, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh really? To me, they set up for the next game, which we knew this was going to be a new trilogy, but the way they did it just kind of was like, okay, I just thought it was corny, but I still liked the game. It was really a lot of fun.
Okay.
So,
Excellent.
all right,
All right. So let's move on to the stories. Actually, before we get on with what we've got in the list, let me cover something else real quick because it talks about comparisons of the PS4 and Xbox One. All right.
oh, okay. Before you do, I gotta say one thing to
Yeah.
the audience because we do have people watching right now.
Yep.
If for any reason all of a sudden we stop broadcasting, give us 5 minutes and we'll be back. So I had a unexpected. My machine just crashed on me earlier as we were setting up, and so I don't know if it's going to do it again. I hope it doesn't. Hopefully I fixed the issue, but just in case, give us 5 minutes. We'll be back and we'll continue recording part two. But hopefully that won't happen. All right,
Okay.
you may continue, Rob.
All right. Yeah, I sent you a link. If you could put that up on the screen.
Aw, come on, man. You're killing me here. Making me
Can
do all this work. I need this stuff ahead of time. Oh
well,
man.
this was purely unplanned. Look at this. We're going off the cuff.
Yeah, you're making me actually produce a show. I mean, bam, there we go.
Get on to it. Get on to it.
I'm doing it. Then I gotta resize. I gotta make it all pretty. There we go.
All right. All right. So there was an interesting article on one of my favorite video game sites called The Psychology of Video Games. And I've talked about this site before about how the author Jamie Madigan goes through and he really analyzes certain things about video games and he does PC and console stuff, a lot of interesting things. So Jamie put out an article on the site how not to compare the Xbox One and PS4. And I thought this would be an interesting thing to go over real quick, if it is possible to do this really quickly. Just, because right now a lot of people are struggling, what am I going to get? Am I going to get the PS4? Am I going to get the Xbox One? What are my buddies going to get? And so forth. So let me go through this thing. It's actually pretty neat here. So Jamie writes, "Oh man, everybody! The Xbox One and PS4 consoles are launching within a matter of days. As you can see, this was a couple days ago, at least where I live. But like most people who don't string their hammocks up between two money trees, I can really afford only one. But which one? I know that I myself tried to prepare for this decision by listing the features of each console in two columns, one titled Reasons to Buy the PS4 and other Reasons to Buy the Xbox One. Maybe some of you have done something similar, even if you've got a column on there for buy a new PC instead, you console babies. Okay. So this list that Jamie had under reasons to buy a PS4. It's $100 cheaper. This is something that a lot of people are talking about. So $100 cheaper. The PlayStation Plus is a good deal and service. Free games. infamous second son, eventually upgradable hard drive, the share button, integration with Vita, ecosystem and remote play, and claim of Gaikai service eventually. We'll see about that. And then reasons to buy the Xbox One comes with the Kinect, gives you voice commands, auto login out of the box. Dead Rising 3 at launch, Titanfall eventually, have more active friends on the 360, external storage via USB, MP3 and video playback streaming, presumably, remote play. Friends can take over, vice versa. And gamer score and achievement port over from the 360, and it's removable and replaceable battery packs for the controller. So Jamie goes on to say, but there are pitfalls to this kind of approach. And I know there's probably some people out there that have actually done this. Wouldn't you agree, Mark? You know, they kind of like, if they were on the fence, they did some kind of list like this.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So, but there are some pitfalls to this kind of approach because it makes us susceptible to certain biases and errors in logic. I thought it'd be interesting to highlight a couple to help you make your last minute deliberations. Okay, ready? Number one, the justification effect. Let's start with a simple thought exercise. Think of 5 different kinds of chips, any kind of chips, potato chips, corn chips, tortilla chips, whatever. Now rank those chips in terms of your preference. Done? Great. Now turn to the person to your left and explain your rankings. Tell this presumably bewildered person why you put Doritos above Pringles and Ruffles above Fritos or whatever. Congratulations, you've probably just fallen prey to the kind of error in judgment and thinking that may reduce the quality of your decision about which console to buy. There's some researchers, Timothy Wilson and Jonathan Schooler. They were interested in whether or not this kind of introspection and explanation process could affect the quality of decisions people make when choosing among various alternatives. They gave subjects 5 different kinds of jam, asked them to taste each one, and then rank them. The researchers then compared those rankings with objective ratings of quality from a Consumer Reports study where professional food tasters ranked the same foodstuffs. So they had half their subjects explain their jam rankings in great detail, and those people went on about things like aroma, spreadability, and chunkiness. But compared to a control group that just ranked the jams without being forced to think too much about it, those in the explain yourself group made ratings that were further off from the professional tasters. They were, the researchers argued, less accurate ratings. Why? Because the subjects started focusing on factors that really didn't matter. That makes me think of a lot of people rating their consoles. You know, Mark. So Smucker's had more chunks of fruit in it, so it gets a higher rating. Wait, what? Is chunkiness really more important for jam? It doesn't matter. It sounds plausible, so it got factored in. And that's the key point when asked to think about and justify our preferences. We kick off a search of possible reasons that are both salient, that is obvious, and easy to communicate. The fact that some of these reasons might not make sense for us in our particular circumstances can get shoved to the sidelines if it makes it easier to explain our otherwise unexplainable preferences. Thus, those pondering which console to buy and thinking and trying to lengthen that 2-column list may put remote play with PS Vita down on the PS4's favor, even when we don't own a PS Vita and we don't think that we'll ever buy one. Or maybe you'll put down Gamerscore ports over under the reasons to buy an Xbox One column, even though just 5 minutes before starting the process, you've said that you don't care at all about Gamerscore. Then 2, the misuse of the missing information effect. You ready for this one, Mark?
Hit me up. But are you going to give me a chance? I do want to respond to your graphic here when you're done.
Okay.
So I hope.
Oh, you can respond now. You want to respond now?
No. I got some. I'm going to run off on some things, so keep going.
Okay. The misuse of missing information. Most of the decisions that we make involve some amount of uncertainty, and backing a player in the console wars is no exception. We don't always have certain information available. Or if it is out there, we have to go through some effort to track it down. But be careful, because we tend to pursue and over-evaluate information that really should be useless to us just because we went through the trouble to find it. And then there's some more researchers that were interested in decision makers. And then I'll just skip through this stuff over here. It goes, well, I guess I got to go through this thing real quick. So we got to get the point across, my friend. We got to get the point across.
Yeah, I'm still waiting.
All right.
Sorry. You said this would be quick. I'm like, okay.
It's quicker than like evolution or something. All right.
Okay.
So there are some researchers that were interested in how decision makers would value information that that they had to wait to get in a series of experiments. They pretended to be various roles as a college admissions officer, a student registering for a class, bank loan, blah, blah, blah. Half the subjects, the ones in the control group, were given a complete set of information to make their decision. For example, in one study, they read, imagine you are admissions officer of Princeton University. You're reviewing the file of an applicant who plays varsity soccer, has supportive letters of recommendation, and is the editor of a school newspaper. The applicant has submitted SAT score of 1250 and a high school average of B. Do you accept or reject? The other half of the students, though they were in the uncertainty condition, had most of the same info, but this difference at the end, where they said it was basically the same thing, except they had option C. So they had accept, reject, or wait for clarification from the applicant's school before deciding. Unsurprisingly, most study participants opted to wait for clarification. They made the candidate's profile identical to this made the candidate's profile identical to the one in the control group, except the students in the uncertainty condition had to imagine waiting a few days to get the missing piece. What happened? Some of those in the uncertainty condition ended up putting more weight on the average grade data point, and the group rejected the candidate about 10% more often as a result. So don't do this with the new consoles. Say that after hearing the news about how the PS4 won't act as a DLNA server and won't play or stream music from your network, you wonder if the Xbox One will. That information isn't readily available, so you have to wait for this information to come out a few days later in a FAQ from Microsoft or news from the press. You might very well overvalue that feature in your decision. And Mark, I think a lot of people definitely do this. You know, just something that doesn't normally matter. It's like, oh, you know, they can't do this. Well, so what? Big deal. And then let's take another example. Imagine that the cross-platform Call of Duty Ghosts is on your must-buy list. So you'll be getting it on whatever console you buy. But the reviews from the Xbox One version of that game are under embargo for a week longer than those for the PS4. When the PS4 review mentions frame rate dips, you wonder if that's as big a problem on the Xbox One, but you can't find out. You have to wait a week for that version's reviews to come out. And as a result, you may overvalue frame rate as a criteria against which you judge that version of the game in the console. So be careful when you have to wait for information. Think about each piece individually and discard it if it's irrelevant, or weight it appropriately. Or better yet, wait until most of the information is available, such as after lunch and after press embargoes, before putting on your thinking cap. So there you have it. Common errors in judgment that may specifically arise because you made bulleted lists comparing the new consoles from Sony and Microsoft. It's good that we think carefully and base our decisions on hard data, but brains don't always work how we expect them to. That said, though, I have to ask, which are you going to buy? Or if you are from the future, which did you buy, and how did you make that decision? The end. Okay. You still with me, my friend? Still awake?
Huh? What? Huh? What? I'm just kidding.
So that's just no, it's just an interesting psychological thing, about how people are making a big deal out of just goofy stuff because
Oh
the
yeah.
stuff really doesn't matter. Like the the type of RAM that's in the box. Are you serious? Does that really matter? Is that really going to
It
affect your
does,
game?
man.
I know.
DDR 700 is better than DDR 699, man. It's proven fact.
Yeah. But you know what? You can get a top of the line NVIDIA graphics card in a PC, a top-notch processor and stuff like that, and it'll kick both consoles' butts,
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
And if people are going to look at specs alone, a computer will kick butt out of any console any day. And you know what? It really doesn't matter. The actual numbers don't matter.
Especially when it doesn't work.
Yes.
So come next week, come this Friday, if we're all playing Xbox One and we don't have hardware issues, I guess we're kind of better hardware than the Sony for all those guys that are waiting on a coffin or spent their money and can't play their superior machine. How superior is it if
Oh
it's
yeah.
DOA? I mean, yeah, it is. It's ridiculous, and the differences I think are so minor. I don't know if you've seen like the comparison video of Call of Duty Ghosts between Xbox One and PlayStation 4. People are like, "Oh, it's so much better because the helmet is shinier on the spaceman," and I'm like, "Really? That really?" I'm like, "Okay, if that's that, I guess if that's what makes you feel better about your purchase, I don't need to look better than a PlayStation 4. I just need a console that has cool features. It's got some new stuff that is stuff I'm gonna like. Am I gonna like everything about Xbox One? Probably not. I don't love everything about the
And that's okay.
360, and it's
That's
okay.
okay. Yeah.
But I can't stand PlayStation 3. I hate the controller. I hate the interface and the way everything worked. The only nice thing about PlayStation 3 is the games look nice.
Before.
No, I'm talking about PlayStation 3 because I have one.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, but I hated everything else about Sony with the exception of, yeah, the games look nice. But I didn't like anything else. And guess what? The games look just as nice on the Xbox 360, and I love almost everything about the Xbox. So, their whole little. And I want to go back to your little chart there.
Sure.
I made a bulleted list. So here's a little chart here, reasons to buy a PS4. You know, he lists PlayStation Plus as a good deal and or service with free games. Well, Xbox Live I think is a much better service than
Yep.
PlayStation Plus has ever been. PlayStation Network has gone down often and frequently, especially since they have been hacked, which Xbox Live has not as of yet. I will say that doesn't mean it won't ever get hacked. I mean, it is you got that many millions of people with all their info, someone's going to want to go after it. But
Right.
it hasn't been yet, knock on wood. It rarely, again, knock on wood, goes down. And they're talking about, oh, we've got 8-player party chat. Well,
Yeah. So
Xbox Live and Xbox 360's had that for what, 8 years?
yeah.
And this is a brand new feature on the PlayStation 4? It's like, dude, that is old. That's last gen. That's not next gen. Like, you couldn't do that till now. So I'm like, okay, so you're getting a feature another console's had for 8 years. They talk about an upgradable hard drive on the PlayStation 4. If you guys looked, and Rob, you posted the video in our Facebook group. I don't see a whole lot of people going through the steps it's going to take to upgrade that hard drive, because your normal everyday gamer is probably going to be lost and might probably will break something.
I was thinking
we'll
about
never
that.
get the thing put together again. It's not like pop the side door and push in and push out and it pops out. You have to break open and remove pieces and screws.
I really don't think it's that involved, honestly, because that was a complete teardown video. So I think they tore down another whole section of the unit before they got.
I would hope not. I mean, that to me, that's not necessarily
It's,
upgradable.
yeah, at least I would hope that it's
I
not like that.
prefer the external storage option. Plug in a USB external drive. Bloop, done. I'll be, that's it.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I don't have to tear anything apart. So I don't think that's so user friendly, but we'll see. He talks about the share button. Well, we can share stuff too. Can we share our whole game like PlayStation can? No, no, we can't broadcast our entire game that I'm aware of at this point. It's like the last 5 minutes of your game or something like that. But if everybody is sharing their game, what kind of impact is that going to put on PSN? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, really, are they even ready for that? You're gonna have all these people going, "Hey, I want to play. I'm playing Rye or no, well, whatever, Infamous." So everybody's playing Infamous is going to be broadcasting their game like anybody cares to watch it. That's going to impact the network. So I don't really think we need that option on Xbox Live. If they do it, will I watch people? I probably not. But with Twitch integration, I'm wondering if we can do it because Twitch is integrated into the box into Xbox One,
Yep.
so maybe we can still broadcast our games. But if we do, that's on a separate network. I don't know how it'll impact Xbox Live. It's still going through Xbox Live, but it ends up on Twitch. But we'll see. But we can still share stuff in video moments and stuff, and put it up to upload to the upload option real easily. He didn't mention Rise and Forza 5. I mean, those are huge games. He's like Titanfall and Dead Rising 3. But we got Rise and Forza 5 at launch. We got some amazing titles. The MP3 playback. There's no way you can't play an MP3 on a PS4. You also can't play 3D Blu-rays on PS4, which you can do on a PS3. So this beautiful box that everybody thinks is amazing doesn't allow you to do several things that you cannot do that you can do on a PlayStation 3, and that makes no sense to me. I don't think we lost any capabilities from Xbox 360 to Xbox One. I can do everything that I can currently do today, I'll be able to do on Xbox One with new features. They didn't take anything out. So, those are just some comments, but anyways.
You're allowed to have comments.
That's right. And we have Loco Cycle, as Vengeful Loki says.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that'll probably be the first free game we get. You watch. Oh, I'm calling it now. The first free game will be on Xbox One will be Loco Cycle. All right, but anyways, good article.
It'll go straight to video, like the movie. Bypass the theaters.
So we'll go ahead and we're going to move on and move into
All
the
right.
topics.
Okay. Okay, here we go. So, one thing that Microsoft announced last week was that SkyDrive is coming to the Xbox One at launch. So, hopefully, you're familiar with SkyDrive. It's been around on the 360 for about a year now, and it's basically the storage system for Microsoft that allows you to store all sorts of fun stuff like photos, files, of course, and videos. Microsoft announced that SkyDrive will have an app, and it'll launch on release date November 22nd here in the United States, and it'll allow people to view and share photos and videos on the console. So I wonder if this is one way to make your very expensive console and television into like the big photo frame, or like that people have on their desks. Or maybe you can get some videos that has like the fish tank, the fish tank or a fire, and put it up on the big screen over there.
Yeah.
So the features will work with the Xbox One Snap features, so players can choose, music to play in tandem with SkyDrive to set slideshows and all that good stuff. And also, zooming and panning controls are going to be available. And so SkyDrive will be out as an app for Xbox One on launch day.
I
Yay.
wonder if our games that like eventually, they talked about putting stuff in the cloud so that you could have it anywhere. I wonder if you buy a game digitally, if it's going to essentially be in your SkyDrive. If that's how they're going to, because that is
Yeah,
cloud-based
probably.
storage. You think that's probably where it
It's
will
got to
be?
go somewhere. Yeah.
So,
Just how stuff publishes out to YouTube.
yeah, and I
I
suppose
would think so.
I wonder if you put PDFs out there, would you be able to access those? I mean, I know we can do. I think what they said in the video that we're watching right now, I thought it was media only. That's what they were focusing on. So movies and
Right.
videos and pictures and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
because
So,
files aren't relevant really to the Xbox.
so, well, not yet, but maybe you might get an important email that you need to, I don't know, send to someone while you're Skyping on Xbox and playing
If
games.
you're on the Xbox, there's no such thing as an important email.
Unless it's something from Microsoft saying, "Hey, you've won an Xbox One," or
There you
you,
go. Well,
you.
yeah.
Oh, and be sure to keep checking your guys' email because I got another one that gave me. Now I've got a free car. I got an Audi to drive in
Yep.
Forza 5.
Yep.
I also got my free Killer Instinct with all the characters, but I also got another one the other day. I'm getting a McLaren to use in Forza 5 on them as well, and there was a code at the bottom of that email. So, keep checking your emails. Microsoft's sending out some free stuff here. So, yeah. But I think the SkyDrive is kind of cool because you can do stuff on. You can take your photo album off your computer and upload it to SkyDrive, and then there it is. You know, you, on your computer, but or on your Xbox. But what I think is kind of cool is if you have like those family videos in your vacations. You used to pull out the old projector and put the screen up. Well, now you don't have to because if your videos are online, you just put them in the
Right.
SkyDrive and you can play them back on your TV. So essentially this kind of you have your friends over. Hey, check out my vacation videos. Bore
Oh,
everybody.
no, that's a way to show off your Xbox One.
There
Let
you
me show you the videos. Xbox. Xbox on. Show videos. Okay,
there you
that's
go.
enough. Let's play Forza.
There. So, in fact, I've got to look here and see if there's any more codes coming through. But nope, that's just a Rise. That's a Rise advertisement. Because I got a couple more here from Xbox that I haven't read. I still didn't win a Xbox One, so guess I didn't. I guess I didn't get it. They just haven't sent me my email yet. But
Nope.
nope. But yeah, there's some free stuff that they're sending. So be sure to check your email for that, and be sure to check your junk mail too, just in case it went there. So, all right.
Okay.
Anything else, Rob?
Nope. Back to you, my friend.
All right. So we've got some. I can't remember if we talked about this last week or not, but some Xbox One launch titles install sizes. I think we may have gone over this, but if not, I want to kind of go through some things again here. And
We didn't have a whole comprehensive list.
so Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is going to take up 20 gig of hard drive space. And remember, this doesn't matter if it's a digital version or a retail version. If you buy it the disc, you still have to install the whole game.
Right.
So, I've heard of people saying, "Well, I'm going to go with, um, the retail because I'm concerned if I download everything, it's going to take up too much space." It's going to take up the same amount of space. So if you go disk based, you still have to install everything. So Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag 20 gig, Battlefield 4 takes 33 gig, Call of Duty Ghost 39 gig. That is, I don't think that's not the biggest, but it is the second biggest game on the list. Dead Rising 3, only 19 gig. I was surprised by this. This I expected to be much bigger considering how amazing that game looks. FIFA 14, only 8 gig. Again, blows my mind considering how amazing FIFA 14 looks. But maybe it's just that there's not a whole lot in there. Your stadiums and you don't have all the additional external stuff. Everything's just a grass field and stuff. But
Yeah.
Fighter Within 9.2 gig, Forza Motorsport 5 31 gig. I'm not surprised. Just Dance 2014 22 gig. Why? I have no idea. Killer Instinct 3.4 gig, so not a lot there. Loco Cycle, this crap game is 13 gig in size.
Jeez.
So
Okay.
it's it's bigger than FIFA 14, uh, almost as big as Dead Rising 3. It's unbelievable, and it's even bigger than the next one. Madden NFL 25 is only 12 gig. How Loco Cycle is bigger than that is beyond me. But here comes the Big King Mac Daddy. NBA 2K14 clocks in at 43 gigabytes. So it's going to take up some chunk of disk space. And
Oh yeah.
then NBA Live 14, by comparison, the EA version is only 9 gig. So I guess if you're concerned about disk space and you want to buy a basketball game, I guess you go with the EA version. I don't know if it's going to look much different, but NBA 2K14 has been the game to go with for a couple of years now. Power Star Golf 3.9 gig. Rise Son of Rome is 34 gig. Skylander Swap Force 15 gig. If you really want to save space and lose weight, Xbox Fitness 246 megabytes, baby. So not bad. It's probably gonna have a
It's
bunch
mean
of.
and lean.
Well, I bet you that's the base, and then I think there's all these things that you would snap in, or when you go into the fitness part, you select your trainers, then you probably have to download that trainer piece, is my guess. So
Okay.
I'll bet you that's just kind of the framework, is just the 246 meg, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Zoo
Makes sense.
Tycoon, 2.6 gig. This game looked great. It's 2.6 gig. Loco Cycle is 13.
Yeah.
And Zumba World Party is 24 gig. So
Wow.
we're basically planning to save some money down the road to buy an external hard drive because we're going to need it, guys, unless you want to reinstall stuff, which I probably won't want to do. But when hopefully we'll get external support here in the near future, and because we're going to need it. So
Well, I don't think it's really going to be a huge issue at launch just because of the amount of titles that are out there. But later on, like next year, then I'm sure it'll be a bigger issue for people.
right. So there you go. There you have it.
Okay. All right. One thing that also came out last week was a video by Yusuf Mehdi, which was pretty neat, where he demonstrated the snap features in the Xbox One. So this is something that they've been talking about for quite a while, where you can basically snap in something else onto the screen in addition to, let's say, playing your game. So Yusuf went through and he was playing Forza, and he did a couple of things where basically he showed off like how to snap IE and various things into there. And actually seeing it in action, it was a little different than what I kind of expected, or at least what I pictured in my mind. Uh, how about you, Mark? What was
I
your opinion of it?
I think it worked exactly as I had expected it to work.
Yeah.
So
For some reason, I had pictured it being like bigger, or at least like some kind of overlay on the screen. But basically, what it does is it provisions out a little thin strip on the
right,
side, maybe like 1/6 of the width of the screen, if
right.
that. And your content is in there, and it makes sense that the way they did it. Just for some reason, in my mind, I figured it would be just done a little differently. Like I said, where you might see the full screen of your game, and then you might have, let's say, like Twitch just as like a little picture-in-picture type of thing on top of the game. But thinking about it, I mean, that doesn't really make sense because it's going to obscure the game and it might make it, difficult for you to play. Let's say, like, if you're playing Ghosts and there's like a dude up there that's like shooting at you, you won't see him because you're watching this Xbox Life on Twitch.
Yeah, exactly. Like
But
right
yeah,
now, you can see there on our video we're showing it. You can see it up there in the corner. They were watching TV, so you can actually watch TV and play video games at the same time, which
oh
is
yeah,
cool. That was something that we were not sure if it was gonna happen. Well, could you play games and watch TV at the same time? One of the questions came up: can you play the game in the small window while like your wife is watching TV? I don't know if I'd want to. I think the
you
windows are
can't
too
see
small.
anything.
I know. I know. Can you imagine having to answer a text on GTA in that tiny little window? So
You're
I
sitting
don't.
there like squinting, like, what is that?
And I say, tell the wife to go find her own TV. That's just me.
It's like, come on, this is 2013. You need at least one TV per person in the household,
Exactly.
if not more.
So, but
Yeah. So that's anyway. The Snap feature is going to be available on launch November 22nd, in case you forgot. And yeah, here's the new features.
exactly. All right. Well, Rob, Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor has been announced. Warner announced the game, and it's a next-gen, third-person Lord of the Rings action game that is promising an original dark story of retribution. It's in development for Xbox One and Xbox 360 at Monolith. This is the studios behind Guardians of Middle Earth. Shadow of Mordor casts you as a ranger whose family was slain by Saruman's armies. Having been killed himself, he's resurrected with wraith abilities and is ready to take on the Mordor hordes. The story involves the Rings of Power, but otherwise is seemingly totally separate from the Lord of the Rings canon, though Warner promises it will align. So this game is expected to release. There's no release window yet. We're looking at, but potentially 2015. So get a Lord of the Ring game coming to Xbox One in the future.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Now, one thing that not Microsoft, Major Nelson did a couple days back was he posted a video that basically showed how quickly the Xbox One boots. Now, unlike his last video of where he scanned like one of those QR codes, and this one wasn't done in Vine. I was actually kind of wondering if it was going to be Vine or not. But you going to cue this guy up?
An Instagram. I
No.
can't. It was an Instagram, and I don't know how to pull an Instagram video
Okay.
out. So.
No worries. So
and as quick as it was to do the boot up, it wasn't worth all the effort to try to get the video.
Oh, absolutely.
Which bodes well.
Yeah. So he basically goes through and he says Xbox on. And then you see the little Xbox insignia in the center of the screen. It says, "Hi, Larry." And he gets the dash. I mean, it was that quick. I actually just gave you the play-by-play. So that Xbox booted in what? Probably not even 10 seconds?
No, it was.
All the way to the dash?
I counted to 15 seconds total time. Others are saying, and maybe more officially, instead of me going 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
Oh, that's
others
not
are saying
official at all.
13 seconds.
We'll go with 13 seconds.
I'll tell you what, even if it was 15 seconds, it's a heck of a lot faster than my 360. My 360, no lie, takes probably close to 2 minutes to boot up.
Wow.
It's just, I don't know why. It's so slow. Drives me nuts. But
Is it maybe because of cloud content or something?
I don't know what it is. It's just gotten worse and slower over the years. So it takes a long time to boot up. It's all those ads they got to push out onto the screen,
Yeah. Well, my friend,
got to get that advertisement in and playing as soon as it comes up. It's
absolutely. And you know what, my friend? I think you definitely need an Xbox One then, because you need to recapture your time back.
That's right. So yeah, I can't wait.
One more reason to get the Xbox
Less
One.
than a week, my friend. I can say by the next time. I mean, how exciting is it? The next time we record this show, you can watch this Twitch broadcast on Xbox One while you're playing games. Dude, the next TXL episode will be on Xbox One.
Xbox One.
We might have to go back and say this is Xbox Live episode 1.
Hey, that's a good show title. Episode 1.
Yeah, we may have to. Just because.
Or Xbox episode 1.
But remember, Rob, you got to go Xbox One.
Yes.
See the X and the 1. Oh, you can't see me. Never mind.
Oh, I see you now.
Okay. Vengeful Loki knows what I'm talking about. So.
Yeah.
But I love how they're going back and forth in the chat.
I was just trying to read it.
Because I made a comment. We were talking about Loco Cycle, and I said, "Yeah, he's buying it day one." And Jesus is like, "Yeah, Ventral Loki calls it amazing. 5 out of 5 day one purchase."
Must buy.
Oh, please note the sarcasm. That's the last game anyone should ever buy. So,
Yes.
but anyways, now watch what happens on day one. We'll try the trial. Everyone will be trying it, including me. For
It's
some reason,
amazing.
I'll do it. It'll be like the only game that downloads or something, and I'm like, well, I'll try it. Wow, this thing's awesome. No, it was pretty miserable. But anyways, we're gonna move on. So, yep, about 15 seconds, and it will be booted up. So,
Yep.
all right. So let's move on here. Start this other video up. And Popular Science has honored Kinect for Xbox One with 2013's Best of What's New award. So that this was cool. Xbox stated, this was on Xbox Wire, they say, "We're humbled and thrilled that Xbox One has been recognized for another top industry award, this time by Popular Science as a winner of their annual Best of What's New award for our new and improved Kinect for Xbox One. Each year, editors at Popular Science look for the 100 innovations that are reshaping the future by making our world better and more efficient. We're excited that Kinect for Xbox One was called out in the entertainment category for its more powerful camera and ability to map skeletal and muscular movement, estimate heart rate, and track emotions. For more than a quarter century, Popular Science has devoted its December issue to the year's most remarkable innovations. The Best of What's New award is our magazine's top honor, and the 100 awardees are selected from a pool of thousands," said Cliff Ransom, executive editor. "And each winner is handpicked and revolutionary in its own way. Whether they're poised to change the world or simply your living room, the Best of What's New awardees challenge us to see the future in a new light." So, awesome. Pretty cool, man.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. All right. Special week coming up, right?
Absolutely.
Special week. Well, Microsoft has lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff planned. Okay, so November 22nd is the big day. That's where it launches, what, in 13 markets, right? Let me see here.
I think
US,
it was, yeah.
yeah, US, Canada, Mexico, Brazil, or Brasilia, Australia, New Zealand, the UK, France, Germany, Spain, Italy, Ireland, and Austria. So there's a whole bunch of celebrations going on. There's some really big ones here in the United States. I believe one is, what, in Los Angeles, the other's in New York, if I remember reading correctly. Yeah, there was something I saw earlier today where you could choose which one you wanted to attend. It was New York, Los Angeles, or the world, or the U.S. So on Friday, there's going to be a worldwide countdown. Global launch celebrations will usher in a new generation of games and entertainment alongside Xbox fans around the world who have been eagerly awaiting more than 8 years for the next generation console. More than 10,000 retail locations in 13 countries will open their doors at, not at midnight, but 12:01 a.m. They're making you wait that extra minute.
Yep.
On November 22nd, to welcome fans, festivities will kick off in major cities around the world, starting in Auckland, New Zealand, and continuing through Sydney, London, New York City, and Los Angeles, uniting fans who have come together to celebrate. The celebrations will be showcased in a live broadcast airing on Spike TV, beginning at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, also on Xbox.com and on Xbox Live. You know, this kind of reminds me of that Microsoft footage, not Microsoft, MTV stuff that they did back in the day, remember?
Yep. Yeah, they did that with, wasn't that the guy from, he played Spider-Man and The Hobbit?
Oh, Toby?
Tobey Maguire? Yeah.
Maguire, yeah.
I think he was the one that was there for the 360 launch.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
If I remember right.
So,
So they say today we will invite millions of Xbox fans around the world to join us for the launch of the Xbox One beginning on November 21st as we count down the final hours to the launch of Xbox One. This came from Yusuf Mehdi. Xbox One will be the biggest launch in the history of Xbox, and we can't wait to celebrate with our fans. Also, oh yeah, so there's going to be stuff planned in New York City and LA. So if you're out in New York City, Times Square is.
It was Elijah Wood. Sorry.
Oh, Elijah Wood. Okay.
Yep.
All right, isn't that
ATW
same
just
person?
corrected us.
Okay.
Now I
Toby,
gotta look it
Elijah.
up. Who's Toby Maguire then?
Toby Maguire. Wasn't that Spider-Man? I don't know. Who cares?
I don't know.
Yeah. So if you're going to be in New York City, definitely head over to Times Square, where they're going to have zombies, Roman soldiers, and supercars converge over at the Best Buy Theater, where you can be some of the first people in the U.S. to receive their consoles and count down to midnight with great games, entertainment, and special surprises. Hopefully, it won't have what are those acrobat dudes?
Oh, Cirque
Cirque
du
du
Soleil.
Soleil.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need none of that. So, the pinnacle of the evening will be a performance by Mackle Moore and Ryan Lewis in the Best Buy Theater. I'm sorry, but do you know who those are? I don't have no idea who that is.
No.
Okay. Attended by 1,000 lucky fans who will experience the ultimate in Xbox One launch.
Dead Mouse 5 is gonna be there too. I know you know him.
Yeah, I do. So special guests will be present, including Stallion83, who is nearly achieving a 1 million gamer score,
Yeah.
and developer partners. On the West Coast, Xbox fans in LA are invited to make history at Milk Studios, which will be transformed into gamer heaven with gameplay stations for Forza, Motorsport 5, Rise, Dead Rising, Killer Instinct, and other Xbox One titles. First 500 to purchase an Xbox One or Xbox One game will enjoy an exclusive concert with Dead Mouse. Oh, Dead Mouse, not Dead Mouse 5. Come on.
Yeah.
If you're 18 and older, make sure to go to the Best Buy Theater.
That's how he says it. You know that, right?
What?
It is Dead Mouse 5. I mean, they say Dead Mouse, but
Yeah. Okay. All right.
am I
Whatever.
right?
Whatever, dude.
Who cares, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. So pre-purchase begins at 8 a.m. in New York City and 10 a.m. in LA. Doors open at 9 p.m. So there's over 10,000 Midnight Madness events planned throughout the world, including some of their partners like Best Buy, EB Games, FNAC, Gamians, GameStop, Media Market, Sam's Club, Saturn, Game, and Tesco. Let's see then. In the U.S., fans can check with some of the retailers, including Best Buy, GameStop, Walmart, and even the Microsoft retail store. And yeah, big stuff planned. If you have the ability to attend some of this stuff, it might be interesting to check out.
Absolutely. Should be fun.
Yeah, it's, especially like, if it's something that like you can enjoy with your family. It'll be something that you'll definitely never forget.
Yep. All right. So we'll move on to our next story then.
Yep.
And this has to do with achievements. So if it's been revealed that digital-only titles on Xbox One will offer 1,000 gamer score.
Yep.
Compared to the 400 gamer score cap that currently exists on the Xbox 360. So your Xbox arcade titles, if you will, because they're not going to be arcade anymore. They're Xbox games. They're going to be 1,000. So Halo Spartan Assault will have a full 1,000 achievement points. The 360 will stick to the 400 gig cap. So I guess the good thing you can get actually end up with 1400 plus whatever however many there are on the Windows side. I think that's at 400 as well. So if you played it 3 times and got all the achievements on all 3 platforms, you can get 1800 for one game. Um, Peggle 2 is going to be 1,000 gamer score, baby. I'm going for it. I know there's going to be one of those. It's probably going to have several that are going to be about impossible, but I'm going for it, baby. I might be my first 1,000 on that if it's not
Don't
too
call me baby.
ridiculously hard, baby.
I
So
know.
1,000 gamer scores for all games. So that's cool. Kind of like that.
I wonder how this is going to affect something like episodic content, like The Walking Dead. I would imagine it
Should
would
be
be,
should be 1,000.
1,000 for the entire series, right?
My blah 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 blah.
I doubt it would be per episode.
I don't know because the before they had the 200 and each episode gave you 200. So, before I would say maybe 1,000 for every release. They just might have more stuff. I don't know, or you're just going to get a lot of points for each achievement.
Could
So,
be.
I guess we'll find out.
Yes, we will. All right. Then we mentioned this a little bit ago, where Mark talked about Loco Cycle being the first title for the Xbox One to be free. Well, Microsoft has announced, how many days ago was this? 2 days ago, on the 14th, that Xbox Live Gold members are going to get free games monthly in 2014. So based on that, it looks like it'll be one per month. Well, I mean, that's sort of understandable considering that the games library is not very large yet, versus a console that's been around for years. So they're going to receive free access to select Xbox One games on a monthly basis starting in 2014, sometime in 2014. They were not more specific. So I'm really glad to hear this. And, I can't see any downside to this. Good stuff.
The downside is that the first free game probably is going to be Loco Cycle,
Yeah, I guess.
but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
So save yourself the trouble. Don't buy it now. Whoa, who said that?
Oh my goodness.
Because you'll get it free.
So, all right. So, Microsoft has essentially is hiring numerous producer positions for at least one gaming service based on AAA game. Both job listings specifically ask for deep experience with free-to-play services and business models. So, assuming the two positions are tied to the same project, the game in question is based on an existing successful Microsoft Studios IP. Additionally, Microsoft is hiring a creative director to work closely with Killer Instinct's Ken Lobb and revisit back catalog of existing IP for experiences in and beyond the living room and beyond the console. Some of these games heading to Xbox One are owned by Microsoft, others are not. So among the games in Microsoft's catalog are Halo, Gears of War, Forza, Fable, Crackdown, baby, and more. This could be the much-rumored Crackdown 3, a free-to-play Halo platform, or it could be a Kinect Adventure follow-up. Additionally, Microsoft owns Rare and all of its properties, so maybe we'll see a Banjo-Kazooie. So, so I think, we shall see maybe we'll get some good stuff. I'm still holding out for Crackdown 3, man. Ugh, I want that so bad. On Xbox One, that would be just sick. Whew.
Yes.
But
All
that's
right.
it.
Okay. Minecraft is something that a lot of people really, really enjoy, considering the sales on the 360 alone, which is like hundreds of thousands. Wasn't it over a million?
Millions.
Yeah, millions, millions and millions and millions of sales. So
1 billion sales.
yes, so the developer is working with Microsoft to port the save files to Xbox One. So with that being said, looks like an Xbox One version is probably in the works. And a lot of people probably really appreciate this, considering that at that point they'll be able to essentially, you know, not have to start from scratch on the Xbox One. So I guess it's good news for people who enjoy Minecraft.
I gotta ask though, Rob,
Yeah,
why would you want? I still don't. I don't know why you'd want to play Minecraft on an Xbox 360, let alone an Xbox One. It's not gonna be like enhanced visuals. I mean, is that the draw of the game, or is it just simply the building of the stuff and the blocks, like a
building.
Lego?
It's the building, the creativity.
I think if this game wasn't this pixelated, blocky, 8-bit style, I could probably get into it. But it's the visuals that just keep me from playing this. I really do. I don't know.
Yeah,
I got to build my own world. I don't want to do that. I want to play a game. I want a developer to sit down and build a game and me play it. I don't want to have to be the game to be here. Create your own game. I just
I'd rather sleep.
exactly. So, all right. Well,
No, yeah, some people really enjoy it.
so if you do enjoy it, they're gonna, you know, guess they're working on that to come to X1 for you. So,
Yes.
all right. So here we go. We got a cool new trailer for everybody. And State of Decay's first bite of downloadable content. See what I did there? It's called
Hmm.
Breakdown, and this will be ready to run on November 29th. So, separate from the expansion, the game's title update number 4 will also be aired the same day, which includes bug fixes and new loot distribution system. So, here's a quote: "Our first expansion comes largely from you and your dreams. Less story, more survival, long-term survival," wrote Undead Labs' Sonya Weathers. "More difficulty, new achievements, survivors, and weapons." So look for this State of Decay breakdown on November 29th for $7.
Okay.
And
Killer Instinct. What?
360, just so you know.
Okay. Killer Instinct is one of the hot titles often talked about for the Xbox One. There's I guess a couple versions of this with the Ultra Edition having a whole bunch of DLC within it. Now, the Ultra Edition, they just released some information on it. It's going to have two versions of the 1994 game. So the first version is going to be the original arcade, which I guess is version 1.4, and there's going to be an upgraded ROM revision, 1.5D. I would imagine that the 1.5D came out later in the arcades, and they say it fixed a number of glitches and infinite combos discovered after the game's initial release. And it's also going to have some CRT emulating scanline options. Now, if you've ever run MAME on a PC, it also had something like this, where do you remember like old TVs that they had inside arcade cabinets would have like the little lines almost?
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Well, these when you do it on a flat panel display, you don't have any of that because the picture's perfect. So all of these emulators, they usually give you an option to actually kind of make the picture look bad or to make it feel more retro. So that's kind of interesting. So they're going to have the CRT emulating scanline options, a training mode, and sprite galleries. So Ultra Edition, that'll be out soon.
Yeah, and I like the graphic that we have up right now because it shows. I mean, the game is a free to play, so I guess if you're just going to do that, basically they're calling it round one, and you get to play all game modes, but you're getting one rotating free character, and that's it. So that you can play the game for free, all game modes, but you only get one character, and it's going to rotate. I don't know what how often it's going to rotate, daily, monthly, whatnot, weekly, but
Or
for
per game.
$20, you get all season one characters, and this is probably what Microsoft is giving out to everybody for free because if I recall, my email said you'll get the game with all characters unlocked. It didn't specify season one or other seasons, if you will. So I guess they're going to add more characters that you can buy later on. So I'm assuming the Combo Breaker Pack will be the free one that a lot of people are getting right now, courtesy of Microsoft. The Ultra Edition, is going to add the costumes, the accessory packs, which is, I guess, there's 16 accessory packs. That's where you get that classic arcade game you were talking about, Rob, and also early access to costume, accessory packs, and characters. I guess which are going to come out in other seasons, and that's $40 to get that. So, but it's interesting to see this. This really kind of helps. I like this infographic because it just helps kind of explain how this game works. So
Yep.
it'll be interesting. So even the free game that we're getting, all you're getting is the characters. So if you want costumes and accessory packs, you're gonna have to pony up. Now my question is, are they gonna make me say I want to do this and go to the Ultra Edition? Are they gonna make me pony up $40, or am I gonna get Am I gonna get, since I have the $20 version? Can I just pay $20 to upgrade to the Ultimate, to the Ultra? Because if it was only $20 to go to the Ultra, I probably might do that. But we'll see. I'll report back when I find out.
Okay.
So, all right. So
I believe that's it for the stories.
that is it this week for stories. So, community, reach us on Facebook. We just do a search for This Xbox Life. You can email us, contact at thisxboxlife.com. Also follow us on Twitter. And we do have a question that came in to me from Vengeful Loki. He says there are several games on PS4 that are that have a downloadable update that are making them play in 1080p native resolution. Yet no mention of X1 having that capability. Will we see updates too, or will our games stay mostly at 720? Have you heard anything about this, Rob?
No,
See,
not at all.
I don't think I know the Ghosts is. Oh, and we just disappeared. Bloop bloop. I gotta fix our camera and bring you back, Rob. There you are. And
I'm like Kilroy.
Rob was here. I know there's been a lot of talk about Ghosts being 720p and on the Xbox One and 1080p on the PS4.
Who cares? Big deal.
I don't think it matters, but
Yeah.
don't expect. I would expect most of these games to be running at 1080p, and I guess I should have looked this up. I thought Forza was, Forza 5 was, but maybe it's not. I don't know if Forza 5 is running in 720p, then the thing still looks absolutely amazing. I don't know if I'd notice the difference.
Yeah, most people can't.
When I saw the difference between Ghosts but on the Xbox One and the PS4, there doesn't seem to be that big of a difference. In fact, I thought the PS4 version was too dark. But I didn't really see that big of a difference. If it's just because the Spaceman's helmet is shinier, if that's all it is, I'm fine without a shiny helmet. I don't need that to make my gameplay enjoyable. But I would be surprised.
Is that a new way to say that you're balding or something? I've got a shiny helmet.
Hey, be gentle. So I don't know. I am expecting the Xbox One to have 1080p games made for it natively. If it's not right out the gate, I'm not too worried about it. So I look at the 360, the games that used to have there when we first had, now what we got, it's amazing. So
Oh, for sure.
I have no doubt we'll have 1080p native resolution on Xbox One
Oh, yeah.
going forward. So, but no worries. And that was from Vengeful Loki, and he did tell me, he even said in his message it didn't matter
Right.
to him, but it was just a question that he heard, so he just wanted to ask that. So. Because he's waiting too. He's all over Friday. He can't wait.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So, but all right, Rob, that's it for our community. That's the only question we got this week. All right, now I've got to ask you a very special favor. Please take this next section. Take it a little slow.
And do it in order.
Take it in order, please. I'm begging you. This is a very long list. Okay.
Yes, it
Very
is.
long list.
Because this is our first double list.
Yes.
And don't ask why. Don't ask why it's a double list. Because
Hey, you disappeared
you're
again.
evicted off the island if you do.
Zoop. Hold on, I gotta do some because of our changes last week. It messed my stuff up. There we go. Now we are set. So we're properly displaying your video. I had to bring you back on the screen again.
Yes.
So, all right, let's do this. What's coming out this
Okay.
week?
For the Xbox 360, the first release that we will discuss is that taking it nice and slow?
Yes,
Is
that
the
works.
Walking Dead Game of the Year edition. Yay! Walking Dead.
And it comes with the first season and 400 days.
Yes. I was just going to mention that.
So
So this is $30, and I think wasn't the retail edition $30?
I thought it was 20. I
No, it
thought it
was
was
more than
20.
20.
Wasn't it $5 per episode? How many episodes was there? Five? Maybe it was because I thought
It
the
was
first
five
one was
episodes
free.
totally.
Yeah, but the first episode was free. I thought.
Not all the time. I thought
Um,
you I thought you paid $5 for every one of them.
I honestly don't remember. For some reason, I thought the first episode was free, but you know what? That might have been a special deal later. I think you're right. It was $5. So
Yeah.
25 bucks to buy it digitally, plus $5 for 400 days. So that'd be $30. So it's the same price as if you bought every. There's no saving there.
Yeah, The Walking Dead 25 bucks. That's for the Vita. Oh, whatever. Okay. Enough of that. We
It's
spent too
gonna
much time
cost
on
a
that one.
couple bucks.
Yeah. Okay. Next one is Need for Speed Rivals. Yet another Need for Speed game. This is going to be actually. I'm kind of looking forward to this game because there's been some allegations that it's kind of like Blur.
Very
You know, it's
limited.
it's,
It's
it's
not.
just more fun,
Well, you get
not
like
as
an
realistic.
EMP or something. It's not like a power ups and you keep getting them. It's like you equip
Yeah.
your car with like I think one power up type of thing that you can use. So,
Yep.
but I did watch. I was watching on Friday some live streaming by the group 8-Bit, and they were doing some live streaming of the PS4, and they were playing this game and it did look interesting, but there was issues with it. They were having frame rate drops. All of a sudden, like a menu'd come up, and then in your face to like tell you, okay, you've completed this or whatnot, but your car's still racing behind it. So when it went away, he was slammed into a wall. It was,
Whoops.
kind of funny stuff, but you couldn't control your car. But it did. The game looked really good. It really did look outstanding. So I think this
Hmm.
might be something I'll have to try and give it a shot. I might enjoy this a little bit better than the last one they had. I really didn't like the last one. There was something about the way it looked with the visuals, and I don't know. I had a hard time with it, but I'm hoping this one that's now not in a city. It's more. It looks like it's more outdoors. Might
Right.
be a little bit better for me to play. Um, so should be good. Looked good.
Oh yeah. If you notice, it's better with Connect.
Exactly. What isn't?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, next one, Young Justice Legacy.
Okay.
Superheroes. Yay.
Like young,
$40.
like young superheroes, right? Because it's like the Young Justice League.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. So,
Yep. $40.
all right.
Then we've got Band Fuse Rock Legends.
All right.
Yeah, this one is a little pricier, $69.99. And
Does
what's
it
that?
come with a guitar or something,
I don't know.
or is this the one you can
Ouch.
plug it? You can plug into a real guitar. I can't keep track of these. There's like Rocksmith, which uses a real guitar. I don't know. Does Band Fuse does that use a real guitar too?
Um, I know you get some kind of
Yeah. It
pre-order bonus to buy a guitar.
works with any real guitar with a quarter-inch jack. So yes, it does.
Okay, so looks like it just plugs in. Has some kind of hardware, I guess, which I imagine would just be probably a little box with was it a quarter-inch plug
Yeah.
and a USB on the other?
Yeah. And just so you know,
Yeah.
our group that's watching us on Twitch doesn't believe us that these games are coming out. The Justice League, Band Fuse. They're like, the question is, are these real games or are you trolling us? So, but these are
Yeah.
real. According to GameStop, these are real. Coming out this week. So,
Yeah.
but all
Yeah.
right.
They
Well,
say 55 tracks, including Slash, Bootsy Collins. I don't know who that is. Zach Wild. Heard of that one. George Lynch, Five Finger Death Punches, Zoltan Bathory, and Jason Hook, and more. Real instruments, rock legends, tablature. You can form bands.
if it's not Rock
It's
Band, I don't care. So,
well, here's some of the set list. Back from
nah,
Cali,
nah, nah. Let's move.
Godzilla, Yellow, blah blah.
All right, I'm moving on.
Yeah.
I got the next game screen up.
Okay, we've moved on, I
Yep.
guess. So then, Adventure Time. Explore the dungeon
Because
because
I don't know.
because I don't know.
That's that
Adventure
cartoon. I
Time.
think isn't Adventure
Yeah,
Time. It's on. What
it's
is?
on one of those. I
One of
know it's
those.
on Netflix.
It's like Spike TV or Comedy
Yeah,
Central or something like that. I don't know.
a lot of people enjoy this thing.
Yeah. So, all right.
Okay, so we've got that, and then Zoo Tycoon. You get that one up?
I got it.
Okay. Zoo Tycoon out for the 360, and we might hear that one again.
We might.
Just might. Okay. That concludes our list for the 360. Now on to part two. Xbox One.
Yeah.
Do you want me to take this one slow too?
No, you're doing a good pace. You can go a
Okay.
little quicker. I.
Okay. All right. First one NBA Live 14. All the basketball you can handle.
Yeah.
Yes. Then we've got Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. This is the one that had, 80 hours of gameplay?
Yeah. This will take you a while to play.
Like, yeah, it's 20 hours, I think, or something like that of campaign. And then if you want to do every single little task in the game, it's about another, 60 hours or so. Then we've got Zumba Fitness World Party. I would imagine that this is the game that'll probably somehow leverage the Kinect and then cause you to have a heart attack in front of in front of your machine.
That's a good question. If someone has a heart attack while they're playing a game on Kinect, I wonder if they could sue Microsoft. And people sue for everything else. So
Yeah,
it's probably
that's
somewhere in
true.
their terms of service you can't sue them for heart attacks or anything like that.
Consult your doctor before you play this game.
So, all right.
Okay. Or before you do your belly shaking or whatever. All right. Then Call of Duty Ghosts.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped it. Just Dance 2014. This is another one where you can have a heart attack
Exactly.
in front of in front of your Xbox One. Even though you probably don't need to do as much movement as in Zumba Fitness,
Yep.
I would imagine that if everybody's as out of shape as I am, they would just keel over. Okay, then we've got Call of Duty Ghosts,
All right.
Xbox One version, so you can get more of the same, just better graphics.
Yep.
Okay. Next one, Battlefield 4.
Okay.
I don't get anything to
Does
say about
does look good though. I'll say that the Xbox One
Yeah.
version does look really good. So
it. Imagine all of them look good. Okay, FIFA 14. It's a big title. A lot of people waiting for this one. In particular, my friend Fernando at work, who is just chomping at the bit to play this game. And unfortunately, he is actually doing some traveling. He's actually going to Europe on the day that the Xbox comes out. So he did pre-order, but
Oh, he can't
was-
delay his flight by 1 day so that he can pack it and take it with him.
no, his wife would just annihilate him. So not only does he have to wait, but he has to figure out who can take care of his Xbox as it because he's going to be at the airport surely as when it gets delivered. He's going to be out at O'Hare. So 14, which you Mark said looked fantastic.
It does.
Okay, then next one, Madden NFL 25. Yes, football. Okay, then Fighter Within. I'm not really familiar with this title, so I'm not going to say much about
I
it.
think this is a Connect title, I believe, where you gotta punch and fight. Notice that there's nothing about Connect on it anymore, and I guess they don't have to on the boxes
Oh,
because
yeah.
Connect is with everyone. But I do believe that this is a Connect fighting game where you got to stand up and punch and fight, and so I do believe that's what that is.
So it's another kind of exercise.
Yep,
It's hidden exercise.
it's exactly.
They're
Don't want it.
sneaking it in there.
Hated it.
Okay. Then we've got Lego Marvel Superheroes. If my son saw this, I would probably never be able to peel him away from
Yeah,
watching.
exactly.
This is
Not
all
even
about
mentioning
Marvel, and
this.
he loves Lego.
Yep.
Okay, Need for Speed Rivals. So we talked about this one a little
You
bit
already
ago
said this, man. Why are you saying
Yes.
it twice? What are you guys, stupid?
because no, because it's out for the Xbox One.
Yeah.
So Need for Speed
Oh,
Rivals.
oh, and just so you guys know, I thought I was watching the chat because I thought it was going to come up. The Marvel game was not delayed. It will be out. I saw a story on it today. So that Marvel game will be out on release day.
Okay.
Because there was a story earlier this week that it was delayed. And then I saw one yesterday. It says, nope, it is going to ship on its release day. So
The
I don't
update
know
said
what that's
psych.
all about. So, all right,
Okay.
next.
Angry Birds Star Wars. Yeah. Yeah, you need to buy this for another platform. Okay. Forza Motorsport 5.
The
So,
must-have game of Xbox One.
yes, that if you're looking for some racing and you don't want to go for Need for Speed, definitely get this or the other way around. I don't know, whatever. Game looks amazing. This has probably been I think one of the most showed off games so far on the Xbox One since
It
they
does
seem
look
to like to
really
use
good.
it on the demos.
Yep.
Then Rise, Son of Rome. Also another title that has gotten a heck of a lot of press over the past, I don't know, what, 6, 8 months or so.
Yep.
So I think it was on the reveal, it was on E3.
Well, it was in. It's been around for a while because if you recall,
Yeah.
Rise originally was a Kinect game, and we saw it a couple years ago at E3, and there was some dude standing up there, and he was punching and he was kicking actually, and as he would
Actually, that was
kick,
for Natal, wasn't it? That was like the big selling point of Natal.
no, I don't think it was. I don't think it was out prior to Kinect. I think it was after Kinect was out. Then it was like this was like the next big game. So I think we already had Kinect, but it completely changed and became a controller-based game for the better part, I'll say.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
all right.
so Rise, Son of Rome, and Dead Rising 3. Also another highly anticipated game
Yeah.
in case you're all psyched from watching Walking Dead on the weekends. You can now you know live it through the rest of the week playing it on your Xbox One. And that's it.
That's it. So where might one buy all these games there, Rob?
Well, you can go to Amazon through the This Xbox Life affiliate link on our website. Go to thisxboxlife.com, click on the Amazon link, or just go to this xboxlife.com/Amazon and do that before each purchase.
Exactly. So, cool. Cool, cool, man. That was a long list, but dude, I mean, there's so much coming out. There's so many cool games coming out. We got a new console coming out. Oh, awesome. I'm excited, dude.
Yeah, and it's like I feel like you need to be selective almost on what to get
Yep.
because you can easily like double the cost of your console purchase just by getting all these different games, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, be purchased carefully, my friends. So,
Purchase wisely.
all right. Well, if you guys listen to us on iTunes, please rate us 5 stars. Don't forget to subscribe to us on Twitch so you can be notified of our live broadcast. And
Yep,
don't
yep.
forget, next Sunday, the 24th of November, you can now will be able to snap us into your Xbox One screen while you're playing Rise or Forza or Dead Rising 3 or Loco Cycle, whichever your game of choice is. You will be able to snap in TXL on Twitch and listen to us while you're playing your game. So that is just freaking awesome. It's amazing. It's cool.
Oh, for sure.
And it makes us feel important because we will be on Xbox One finally.
Yay.
In our own roundabout way, we forget Microsoft, man. We'll find a way onto Xbox One. And of course, we're on 360 as well if you launch the Switch app. So, but the Xbox One Snap feature is going to be so awesome. So,
Yeah.
but,
Very cool.
Do you have anything else, Rob?
No, no, sir.
And cool. So, you are still getting your Xbox One? Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes.
All right. Are you getting it on release day, or because I know you were talking about you saw a pretty amazing deal was going to drop the
No,
price
I
for
didn't
you.
change anything.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
So you're going to have it day one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
How about you? No
Oh,
changes?
absolutely, man. It will be here.
Okay.
So, well, I land and come back home, and the question is, will it be here before I get home? Will I beat the UPS guy? That's the question. I think I'm going to beat him because normally he comes late in the evening.
Yeah.
So, which would be good because if it's here first, my wife is going to hide it.
Oh.
She's already told me I'm going to be out of town
Oh, no,
for
that's
6
cruel.
days. So she's like, you're not going to come home and play a video game. You're going to spend time with the family. I'm just like, okay, well, let's spend time around the Xbox One as a family.
Yes.
So
You
I
can
probably
talk to me
won't.
while I have my headphones on.
Yeah, but the good news is that should give everybody enough time because by the time I get on, hopefully everybody's got their update. So I will be hopefully going to get my update Friday night. But I will, if all is going well and we have good hardware and we have no network issues, I hope to be on Friday night gaming. What I'm going to game yet, I don't know. Call of Duty Ghosts, I will be doing a $10 upgrade to that. And I've canceled all my pre-orders because I want to go all digital. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna, I'll probably be pulling Forza 5 down that night too. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. So I don't know what I'm gonna be playing because I'm gonna have to download some stuff. It's gonna take a while. It might take
You'll
me
be
a while
playing the
before I
one
can
that
play.
downloads first.
I'm probably gonna have to go grab a trial version of some arcade stuff so I can play something
Yeah.
while Call of Duty Ghosts and Forza 5 download in the background.
Dude, play your Iron Brigade.
No, I can't play 360 when my X1 is going to be sitting here.
Sure you can.
All right, we'll see what happens. But anyways, let's get out of here.
Okay.
And I am Mark, aka Wingman 709. I am taking off.
I'm Rob, also known as Presar. Thanks for watching and listening, everybody. Catch y'all next week.